In today's video, I have for you the top 5 most overpowered SMGs in Warzone right now. Quickly, I'd like to shout out Noti Gang. If you guys want more high kill Warzone gameplays and best class setups, make sure you guys subscribe, drop a like on the video. Could we get 300 likes in the first 24 hours? That'd be absolutely amazing. Just setting a goal out there. Without further ado, here's SMG number 1. Starting off with what I believe to be the fastest killing SMG in Warzone, the Type 100. So here's what you want to use on it. Starting off, we have recoil booster. We get an increase in fire rate, so the weapon shoots quicker, and that usually leads to a faster time to kill. For the barrel, I have the very last one, the Wababachi, whatever the hell you say it, rapid barrel. You get another increase in fire rate, so this thing shoots incredibly quick. You can see why this is the fastest killing SMG. We also get a little bit of damage range, which is nice. For the optic, I have the slate reflector. I think this is the best option for SMGs. For the stock, I had skeletal. I get sprint to fire speed, so my weapon comes up quicker after sprinting, and I get some movement speed, so I feel a lot lighter on my feet. For my underbarrel, I personally like to rock the SG98 compact because I get aim walking movement speed, which makes me strafe a little bit faster, making it harder for the enemies to land shots on me. So while I'm just absolutely destroying them with the fire rate of this weapon and I'm strafing quick, I mean, no one stands a chance at all. For the magazine, I rock the 36 round short. I know this doesn't seem like a lot, but later on we're going to throw sleight of hand on and we're going to be good to go. And the 36 is more than enough because of how quickly this thing kills. So we get damage, making the Type 100 stronger, bullet velocity, damage range, just everything you need to make this thing strong. For my ammunition, I did the hollow point because I'm not using this at medium ranges. This is specifically for up close only. So I don't really care about the damage range too much. I just want this thing to just disintegrate enemies anytime I see one. So this gives us limb damage. For my rear grip, I actually threw on hatched because the recoil is kind of an absolute mess on it. So to just control it to the best of our ability, I think hatched is perfect. We get vertical and horizontal recoil control. Perk 1, like I said, we need sleight of hand because of the 36 round mag. And then perk 2, I have quick, so I get an increase in my sprint speed. And there is the Type 100. Again, one of the fastest killing SMGs in all of Warzone, if not the fastest killing. Speaking of fast TTK, we got the FENNEC. This is one of my favorite SMGs to use. Although the mag is small, this thing does work. So here's what you want to use on it. Starting off with the barrel, I have the ZLR 18 Deadfall. With this, you get sound suppression. So you don't need to put a monolithic suppressor on and then a barrel. It's basically integrated in the barrel. So we're saving ourselves an attachment. So we get that bullet velocity, damage range to make this thing actually strong. Also, we get recoil control. It does have a high fire rate. So thankfully we have that to control this thing a little bit better. For my next attachment, the mobility is absolutely trash on it. So as you can see by the bar, the mobility bar just flies up when we throw on no stock. So we get movement speed, ADS speed. We need that. We're rocking an SMG here. For my underbarrel, I have on Merc foregrip for better recoil control and hip fire accuracy. I do find myself hip firing with this sometimes, and it really does come in handy. For the magazine, I have the 40 round drum. Yeah, this is the biggest magazine you get, is the 40 round drum. It really does suck, but again, this thing does kill incredibly quick, so it's kind of all you really need. And then finally, for my last and final attachment, I do stippled grip tape. I would put sleight of hand, but again, the mobility is still so low on this thing. I just can't afford to be any slower than that. So stippled gives me ADS and sprint to fire speed. There you have it, man. That's the best FENNEC class setup. This and Type 100 are some of the fastest killing SMGs in all of Warzone. Moving on to one of the more popular SMGs in Warzone, we have the Marco 5. So this is not only a strong and overpowered weapon, but it also has fantastic mobility on it. So for the attachments, you're going to want to throw on recoil booster, increase in fire rate, faster CTK. You guys get it. For the barrel, I like to run the Emerito 342. I get highly accurate and controllable, so it makes my weapon more accurate. I also get some bullet velocity, so I'm able to use this at medium ranges and still be successful. For the optic, like I said with the Type 100, the slate reflector is the best option for the SMGs. For my stock, I have the body HF folding. I really like the aim walking movement speed you get, again, making it harder for the enemies to hit their shots on me. Sprint to fire speed, my weapon comes up quicker after sprinting. I get some hip fire accuracy, ADS speed. It's great. Just overall, some great mobility on this thing. For my underbarrel, I had on the SG98 compact, more aim walking movement speed. Again, you strafe incredibly quick with this build, so you're able to kind of finesse enemies a lot. With my ammunition, I have the 64 rounder because I want to take out as many enemies as I can without having to reload. Yes, you do lose out on some key things like movement speed and bullet velocity, but I think the pros outweigh the cons on this one because we get the recoil control and the bigger magazine, which could save our lives in some cases. For my ammunition, I like to run hollow point. I think this thing's already super dominant at medium range engagements. I want to be just very strong up close, so I get some limb damage, making the Mark 5 a little bit stronger. For my rear grip, I have on taped. I get aiming stability, so it makes the weapon just a little bit more stable and easier to use. And I'm a lot lighter on my feet with the movement speed and sprint to fire speed. And then my 2 perks I had on were momentum. I really like momentum because I get move speed after kills. So if there's like people stacking on rebirth or whatnot, I can get a kill. I'm a little bit quicker than them. I can get out of that situation. And then perk 2 I have on is quick, so I get that sprint speed. I'm a lot faster. And there you have, man. There's the meta Marco build that I personally love to use. Moving on to loadout number 4. Now, I want to have a little bit of fun with the 4th loadout. We got the AK-74U. Let me show you how to make this thing as overpowered as possible because this is so much fun to use. So for the first attachment, I have sound suppressor. I get sound suppression, which is great, but the mobility is absolutely trash. So I get the ADS speed and sprint to fire speed. That's why I chose that over the Guru suppressor, because you lose out on speed, and I do not want this any slower than it already is. Then on top of that, we get bullet velocity to make this more effective at medium ranges. For the barrel, I had on the task force. I get damage range and bullet velocity, just kind of building up the power of this 74U, and I get strafe speed, so I can move side to side quicker, making it harder for the enemies to land their shots on me. For my next attachment, I had on the KGB skeletal stock. Dude, just look at the mobility bar. It just flies up. We get ADS firing move speed. So anytime I fire my weapon, I'm strafing quicker. Aim walking movement speed, more strafe speed, and sprint to fire speed. So my weapon comes out quicker after sprinting. The mobility is so good on this, man. You're just flying. For my underbarrel, I had on the bruiser grip, movement speed. Once again, the mobility is like almost maxed out. And then for the last and final attachment, we have the Spetsnaz 50 round drum. You're gonna need this, man. Anything less is not it. So we get the biggest magazine possible, and we can take out multiple enemies without having to reload. This is as overpowered as you can make the 74U, but trust me, it is so much fun. I had to save the best for last. We got the most overpowered SMG in all of Warzone as of today, the ARMAGUERRA 43. So here are the best attachments. Starting off, we have recoil booster. Again, increased in fire rate leads to a faster TTK. For the barrel, I like to rock the body 570 precision. Again, I'm always flip-flopping between the 315 to 570. You guys really need to experiment for yourselves, but I've been rocking the 570 recently, and I'll explain later why. We got highly accurate controllable, so you can land more shots. We get headshot damage, so anytime you hit the headshots, it just deals a little bit more damage. And we get bullet velocity, so this is more viable at medium ranges. For my optic, you already know, man, slate reflector. For the stock, I had the skeletal. Aim walking movement speed. Again, you could strafe quicker. We get the ADS speed, so we can snap onto enemies incredibly quick and hopefully get that kill. And the first few shots we fire are a little bit more accurate than the rest with the initial firing recoil. For my underbarrel, I had on the SG98 compact because aim walking movement speed, once again, I love it so much. I love strafing. For the magazine, I had on the 60 round 9mm. I'm just able to take out multiple enemies without having to reload, which is great. My ammunition type, I have hollow point for the limb damage. So with the 570 barrel, you lose out on the body damage, and we're kind of fixing that with the hollow point where you get it back with the limb damage. So you're getting headshot damage and the limb damage, and this is what makes this thing so overpowered. For my rear grip, I had on fabric. I get ADS speed and sprint to fire speed. I just get a boost in my mobility, which is great. And then perk 1 and perk 2, I have on sleight of hand because the reload speed's really bad on this. And then perk 2, I have on quick, so I can feel a lot lighter on my feet. Again, this is the most overpowered SMG in Warzone as of right now. I love this thing so much. I use it anytime I need to sweat out a gameplay. Quickly, let me give you guys some of the best perks to use in Warzone. So for perk 1, I think the best option is quick fix because anytime you get a kill, you automatically start regenerating health. And if you start plating, you start regenerating health as well. So it just keeps you alive a lot longer. For perk 2, if you don't want to run overkill where you don't really care for 2 primary weapons, I think tempered is the best option because instead of plating 3 times, you only got to do it twice. And then perk 3, I like amped because I can swap through my weapons quicker. I can throw it on ammo boxes faster, throw my lethal faster. That's just me. I feel a lot quicker, but I think combat scout might be the best option. So you can see the enemies through walls anytime you shoot them, which is really, really nice. They just highlight, and I think it just makes it easier to get some kills. And then for my lethal, I like to do throwing knife so I can finish down enemies instead of wasting ammo. And then my tactical is stim, so I can get out of sticky situations, be a little bit quicker, maybe get out of the storm as well, which is great. Thank you guys so much for watching, man. These are the top 5 most overpowered SMGs in Warzone. Let me know what SMG I missed out on. Again, I can only include 5, so let me know what you think should have been added to this. Make sure you guys subscribe if you guys enjoyed today's videos. I mean, I always do top 5 best class setups, crazy gameplays, and so much more. Drop a like on the video as well. Again, 300 likes in the first 24 hours. Can we please do it? Anyways, I'll see you on tomorrow's upload, man. Y'all stay safe. Have a great day, and I'm out. Peace.